What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Jonah. I am the owner of Traders Glow FX, and I'm here to help you to become more of a successful trader. Now, I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this topic about why we traders need to weed out the bad habits so that we can become more successful at trading. I don't think that people understand as traders how difficult it can be as a trader to weed out bad habits you might have, right? Simply, I want to give a good example. If somebody is addicted to drugs, if somebody is addicted to alcohol, right? They have this a dopamine that continuously gives them pleasure, right? And as long as they are feeling pleasurable by whatever they are addicted to, they're going to continuously do that. But they know in the long run it's going to hurt them, and they also know that in the moment that they are doing these things, it might be pleasurable at the moment, but in the end, when it comes back to bite you, it's not as fun, right? And it's the same way as us traders who have bad habits of trading, right? And what I mean by habits, I'm going to list these things. That is over trading, over leveraging, right? Not proper risk management, being greedy, right? FOMO. Maybe you have a setup that you are trying to take, but every time it gets to that setup, you're afraid to take it, and so you miss out. And therefore, since you're missing out on the trade, when initially you should have gotten early on that trade, you wait for the market to push real hard, and then you get in late, and then the market comes back and stops you out. So in this scenario, this particular part of trading is what we call bad habits, right? Do I have bad habits at trading? Absolutely. And some of my main bad habit of trading is not over leveraging, but over trading, right? Sometimes I don't know when to call it quits. There's times where I am in the market, I will lose once, all right, and then I'll lose twice, and then my mind will say, okay, you need to stop. And then I get this confidence where I want to go again, and then I lose again, and then I go again. And even if I might win that trade, I look back at the end of the day and reflect on the trades that I have taken that day and realize that I have over traded, okay? A lot of times over trading, what it does to you is it causes this form in the trader of not knowing when to call it quits, right? Or not knowing when to accept the loss, and sometimes not even knowing when to accept that, hey, you won for the day, move on to the next day and get more profits, right? I think the reason why we have these bad habits is because we don't even know that even in our own life, as far as outside of trading, we have bad habits that we have learned, and when we implement those things and bring them into the Forex industry, those things trickle in as traders as well. So I'm gonna give you another example. The reason why you don't know how to save money is because nobody really never taught you how to save, right? Or somebody has taught you how to save, but you keep feeding your body things that are pleasurable, right? For example, I'm going to a fast food restaurant, and all I want to do is just eat fast food, and every day I'm spending $5 here, $7 here, $10 here, $13 here, another $5 here, $2 there, and not knowing that even though I know I shouldn't be eating out all the time, I am adding up all this, I'm adding up the total cost and not knowing that, man, I am not sticking to the budget, right? And it's called addiction. It's a bad habit. If you're constantly eating out every day, that's not healthy for you, right? And it's not good for you. And so when you come to trading, sometimes that's how it is. You come to trading and you have a bad habit of saving money. So in your mind, you think you're just going to come to trading and just make it just like that. And don't get me wrong, some traders in a short period of time actually make it to the next level real quick, right? Within 3 to 6 months. But you as a trader might not be able to do that, right? 90% of traders probably don't do that, right? And the reason why I'm saying 90% traders, I can go even higher, 95% of traders, is because 90 to 95% of traders in the Forex industry fail. All right. And I just really want to clarify with you, if we don't get rid of these bad habits, then you're going to go on this rabbit hole and this rabbit trail of constantly losing as a trader, right? And the reason why I'm transparent with that is because we need leaders and mentors and people who are teaching the Forex industry to know that we're not all perfect, to know that there's times we over leverage, there's times that we overtrade. And I don't like the fact that you have people out here as Forex mentors or Forex gurus, you can call them gurus or whatever you want to call them, but people that Forex traders aspire to. And it's not necessarily just about showing your losses. It's just being transparent and just really putting out there like, man, I know what it feels like to over leverage. I know what it feels like to overtrade. I know what it feels like to not use proper risk management, you know? So I'm bringing that all out to my next step. So how do we weed out the bad habits, right? That's a good question. How do we weed out the bad habits? Well, here's the only way you're going to weed out the bad habits. And I'm going to start with number one. You have to take trading seriously. You ever heard of the term, treat this as a business? It is so true. Like, you should not be the business owner of your company making bad decisions for your company, right? In other words, you are a business. And I said this on my Twitter account. You are not an ATM bank that the market should be getting paid from, right? You're not an ATM bank that anytime you go over and you're trading, over leveraging and going crazy, the market is saying thank you for this withdrawal. Because honestly, whoever is losing in the industry, somebody is winning. And you have to take yourself seriously. You're just not somebody who's giving away money to the markets. You personally need to be the recipient. You need to be the person receiving profits from the market. And I tell myself this a lot of times. You are a business, not a gambler. You are a trader, but you're a business trader, right? You are a businessman. I need to have a trading plan if I am going to be a businessman, okay? If you are a trader, you have to be a businessman. You have to think like a professional owner of your company. Now, although you might not have clientele, you might not have customers, unless you're a teacher or so, you might just be your own person trading. You need to treat yourself as if one day you might have people come under you and take care of all of your financial assets. Why am I saying this? Is because when you have that mindset, you take trading seriously. I don't care if you're making $1 a day, $2 a day, $3 a day. It don't matter. When you learn how to when you treat yourself as a business and you're practicing on knowing how to accumulate money from the markets with proper risk management, with not being greedy, with not over trading, with not revenge trading, with not being FOMO because you missed a trade, you are setting yourself up for success. So the way we weed these issues out, number one, is we treat ourselves seriously as traders. Okay? We are not gamblers. We're traders. All right? Number two, we write down our trading plan. All right? And I think a lot of times people do not understand how crucial a trading plan is, because nobody goes out into the markets without a plan unless you are a gambler. Right? Now, you can go against your trading plan, but as long as you have a plan, that's still a good thing, because when you go against your trading plan and it doesn't work out, then you have something to fall back on to keep you accountable. But if you're somebody who's just taking a break out here, if you're somebody who's just entering off for EMA indicator, if you're somebody who is looking at the RSI, but you don't know what's going on in the markets, You're not identifying patterns. You're not identifying supply and demand zones or support and resistance zones or order blocks, whatever you want to call it personally. Then you're just in the market just gambling. Right now, I'm not saying that there's just one way of trading, because there is not. There's so many strategies out there that you can implement into your trading plan that can help you become a successful trader. But to weed out the bad habits, you need a trading plan. And the reason why you need a trading plan is because these things will keep you from doing the bad habits. Okay? You plan to succeed. You don't plan to fail. Even though when you do fail, your trading plan is there to get you going, to keep you going, to make sure you don't do the things that you know you shouldn't be doing, right? So for example, if I am taking a trade, but all of a sudden a trade goes against me and I lose, my initial thought is, okay, do I have enough capital for the day as far as my daily loss limit to get back into the market? And if I lose this, I'm still within my trading plan. That's what a trading plan is for. But if you lose and you're like, man, I want that money back, and you get in, then you lose again, and then you're like, I'll still want that money back, and you get in, you lose again, and then all of a sudden you're not only losing, you're moving your stop loss because you think the market's going to keep going in your direction, which I've done this way back, I think back in 2018, 2019, and the market is still going in the opposite direction you wanted to, and it just blows your account. You win against your trading plan, but the reason why that trading plan is there is to keep you from doing that. All right, so let me get on to my next point. All right, and I think this is a point that I think everybody needs to implement in their strategy. You should, me personally, this is my opinion, you should risk less so when you win big. All right, I'm gonna say that again. Risk less so when you lose a trade, you're only losing a small percentage of your capital. But when you win big. So not only is your trade going to cover your losses, but it's going to actually give you an additional profit as well. I see that most successful traders, and I'm going to shout them out, Dual Exchange is probably one of the, in my opinion, probably one of the most disciplined traders I've ever seen. All right. And the reason why I say that is not only is because he's using proper risk management, but he knows how to stay consistent with his losses. When he loses, man, I tell you what, when this man loses, this man is losing small. I don't know, I'm not sure how big his personal funds is, but I know he got some good personal funds. But all I know is when he loses small. When he wins massively big, and he scalps the market. That goes to show you that he is a trader of discipline. And like I said, shout out to Dual Exchange because he got me on another level. Okay, so what I'm teaching my students is what he's taught me of supply and demand. But I say all that to say this is when you lose small. So when you win big. And if you compound that, it doesn't matter how many times you lose. Eventually your profits are going to outweigh your losses. But I think the issue is we have that dopamine of wanting more or wanting not to accept the loss, that we continuously keep going. We keep over trading, and then at the end of the day, we're like, oh, I'm not going to make it in trading. Oh man, I suck at trading. No, it just might be that it's just those little things that you're just doing a little bit too much and not just allowing yourself to take a loss. Learn from your losses, okay? And lastly, I just want to put this out there. Not only is your risk management important, but your psychological trading is important as well. Now, when people say psychological, I'm gonna just go ahead and equate that to your mental state. All right. A lot of times people say we look at the markets and see how it psychologically moves, right? And some might disagree with me, and that's okay. You don't need to know everything about the market psychologically. You don't need to know why the market is always buying or why the market is always selling, because if you're doing that, a lot of times you're just going to put yourself in a position of over reading too much into the market and not knowing that you might even miss out on an opportunity that the market is giving you, right? I think mentally what we need to look at is, are we even in a good place to trade? Can we be clear-minded while we're trading? Is there something distracting us in our trading, right? And the reason why I say that is because sometimes outside sources can affect the source that we're actually focusing on, and that's our trading, right? If you're having money issues, you should not be trading unless you are willing to put up money and lose it, and you'll be fine if you lose it. Cool. My opinion, you should not be trading your real capital. What I would say is stay in demo. Get good at demo. Get so good at demo that when you know that you can flip $1 to $10, $10 to $50, $50 to $100, then you know you can flip $1,000 to $2,000, $5,000 to $10,000. And it's not really just about flipping, but it's just all about practicing. This is helping you as a trader become a discipline and weeding out your bad habits, right? So when you're sticking to your trading plan all the time, no matter what happens, you are setting yourself up for future success as a trader. I'm telling you, it's not about the short-term wins. It's about the long term. The long term is really what going to elevate you as a trader. When you're looking at short-term profits, you're not going to succeed. Because if all you is looking for is for a dopamine hit just because you got to win, you're wasting your time. You need to look at this stuff longevity. You need to know, like, if I ever quit my job, if I can make, $3,000 to $5,000 a day trading Forex, and I can quit my job, you need to know if you can even sustain for that long. And I don't recommend anybody quitting their job as a Forex trader if you are not necessarily making money as a Forex trader. I'm talking about money, right? I'm talking about, like, yes, $3,000 per trade or $5,000 per trade, or something that at least could sustain you. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to quit your job as a Forex trader, and then you're going to probably have a bad month or a bad week, and then you're going to end up needing money, right? You need to have something else coming in, at least small, at least work part-time job or something. But don't fully quit your job unless, number one, you can pay almost a year's worth of your bills, or maybe 5-6 months of your bills. So that way, consistently you can do this. And I just believe that traders are looking at all these other big traders and highly influencers and thinking that they could just quit their job and just sustain off of Forex. It just doesn't work like that. And I know we live in a fantasy world. But the reason why these traders are posting a lot of that is because they've been through the storm. They proved to themselves that they can make that money, and they're proved to themselves that they can be disciplined as well. I hate to say this, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them probably aren't good traders. They're just getting money from people who are just being teachers. They're just like saying, hey, pay me $100 a month, and then they got 20, 30, traders in that mentorship just paying them, and they're like, oh, I don't really need to work. This is my job. I am getting paid monthly. So that's why I believe the Forex industry sometimes is toxic, just because you have so many people. And there's nothing wrong showing off your car sometimes. There's nothing wrong with showing off your house and what you got. I understand it. But there is something wrong that if you're consistently just focused on just that and not being really grateful, not implementing, like, hey man, I've been through, and that's why I like Doyle, because he's very honest about himself. He's very he talks about his story, his history, and he's grateful from where he's came from, and he keeps himself humble in that way. And there's just a lot of other Forex gurus out here who just brag so much as if they've never came up from that struggle, or like there's other gurus out there who just talk trash about other traders who are trying to, you know, become a better trader in this industry. And we don't need all that toxic in the industry. And one thing I'm just also going to say is, I just don't understand about this the Forex beefing in this world. Like, we all talk about unity as Forex traders, but then we're beefing against, you know, other Forex group. It just doesn't make sense. And that's why I see why so many traders fail, is because we get so sucked into this toxic Forex world that we don't even realize that if it wasn't for people even telling us about this industry, well, we won't even really even have the opportunity to invest. And we need more mentors to be humble. We need more mentors who's going to be transparent. We need more mentors who's going to be effectively encouraging other traders. And yes, we do need some mentors who's going to put you in a place so that you can know that, hey, these people aren't fake, they're a real deal. If you want to learn from them, yeah. But we need mentors who's going to show them that, hey, even if you're messing up and you have all these bad habits, this is how you do it, and this is how you. We need more people who's going to encourage. But anyways, I'm kind of getting off the little topic here. I just want to really put that out there because I think that it's just very important as traders that we do practice good habits when it comes to trading. Treat yourself as a business. Use proper risk management. And hey, if you mess up, just like I do at times, just get yourself back on track and just keep going. All right. My name is Jonah. Once again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. That will be very helpful. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.